And we're back here from Lee Jordan Field. Once again, we are playing the Matsu Miners, your Chugeki River Chinooks, on a bit of a losing skid. They look to end that skid before a couple off days, and then we'll play the Pilots and have another off day. I'm Lance Morris here, coming at you live from Lee Jordan Field. Brady Batten on the mound for your Chinooks. His 7th start of the summer. Also started in the All-Star game just a couple days ago. Leads the team in strikeouts with 37, has a 3.10 ERA. First pitch to A.J. Lee will be outside ball 1. First pitch time of 6:02 here in Chugiak. The 1-0. Down low ball 2, 2-0 the count. First 3 hitters for the Miners today. A.J. Lee is leading things off. Then it's Levi Jordan and Garrison Schwartz. The 2-0. In there called strike 1. 2-1 the count to Lee. No Jake Scudder in the lineup today for the Miners. He's been given the day off. The 2-1. Misses inside ball 3. 3-1 the count to A.J. Lee, the freshman from Maryland. The 3-1. In there called strike 2. That'll make it a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes to A.J. Lee. The 3-2. Hit on the ground down to the third base line. It's a fair ball. It's stopped by Colin Borst, but he won't have any chance of making a play on it. So an infield single for A.J. Lee. So that'll bring up Levi Jordan to the plate. Levi Jordan had the day off yesterday for the Miners. We saw Armenta take his spot at second yesterday. First pitch to Levi Jordan. Shows bunt, pulls it back. That's ball 1. Levi Jordan was the starting second baseman in Sunday's All-Star game. The 1-0. Hit on the ground past the diving Aaron Shackelford. That'll be a base hit for Levi Jordan. So a couple singles to start this game for the Miners. Will put runners at first and second for Garrison Schwartz. It's Garrison Schwartz up to the plate. Nobody down top of the first inning here in downtown Chugiak. First pitch to Schwartz. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Schwartz went 3 for 5 in the All-Star game on Sunday. Was one of a couple guys that got to play the entirety of that contest. The 0-1. Lined out towards left field. Mallard going over. That's going to land foul out of play. That actually would have been a home run had that been a fair ball. Because that landed just over the fence out there. So now it's an 0-2 count to Garrison Schwartz, the Miners' right fielder. Here's the 0-2. Hit on the ground towards first, off the glove of Whisker. Tries to get it over to second, not in time. They're going to wave home A.J. Lee, send the runner to third. So to bring home A.J. Lee. Here's the first pitch to Michael Donadio. This is low, ball one. Here's the 1-0. And that's lined out towards right field. Vansaw going back. And he's going to play that one off of the wall. So they'll be able to score Jordan easily as well as Schwartz. Donadio is in at third with a bases clearing triple. That'll put 2 more runs on the board. Miners take a big lead. Now Chris Beck going to go have a talk with Brady Batten. So Tyler Wyatt now up to the plate for the Miners. Miners have a lead. First pitch, Tyler Wyatt in there, called strike one. Tyler Wyatt also a pitcher for the Miners. Plays really all over the field. The 0-1 lined out of play. So the count 0-2 to Tyler Wyatt, the freshman from Grand Canyon. The 0-2. This is low, ball one. One into the count to Tyler Wyatt. The 1-2. Fouls that one back. Count remains 1-2. Tyler Wyatt getting the start at first base for the Miners. The 1-2. Down and outside, ball two. Two balls, two strikes to count to Wyatt. The 2-2. Down in the ball three. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Tyler Wyatt. The 3-2. Hit on the ground towards short. Goes right off the glove of Shackelford. Has enough time to go to the plate. But he'll slide in there safely. So Donadio will come in to score. Gives the Miners the 4-0 lead. Angelo Armenta now up to the plate for the Miners. First pitch to him. And they're called strike one. Here's the 0-1. Down low, ball one. One of them on the count to Armenta. And Batten will throw over to first. Checks on Tyler Wyatt. He's back in plenty of time. Here comes the 1-1. And that's laced out towards right field. And that'll be played off of the wall as well. Vansaw is going to throw that in. They're going to send home Wyatt. And Wyatt will come in to score. So a double off the bat of Armenta. Miners now up 5-0. Pitching coach Chris Beck going to come out. And that'll be it for Brady Batten. So Brady Batten out of the game. Couldn't get out of the first inning. A rough start for him. We'll have a new pitcher for the Chinooks coming in just a moment. Chinooks down 5-0. Welcome back on out here to Lee Jordan Field. Still in the top of the first inning. New pitcher for the Chinooks. It'll be Brody Harris. Harris comes into the game. A runner at second in Armenta after a double. Chinooks already down in this one 5-0. First pitch to Scooter Bynum, missed down and outside, ball 1. Bynum's going to poke that one out towards right field. Vansaw will make the grab for out number 1. They'll keep Armenta in place over at second. Andy Cosgrove now up to the plate. Finally one down here in the top of the first. First one to Cosgrove. Hit on the ground towards short. Shackelford will field it. Gets it over to Whisker first in time. Out number 2. Brings Brooks Stotler up to the plate. 2 down here in the top of the first. Nooks down by a score of 5-0 to the Matsu Miners. Stotler shows bunt, pulls it back. That's inside, ball 1. Stotler hitting .246 on the summer. He'll swing and miss at that pitch. Evens it back up 1-1. The 1-1. Checks his swing, but does go around for strike two. 1-2 the count to Brooks Styler, the Miners center fielder. The 1-2. That'll miss it. Side 2. 2-2 the count to Brooks Stotler. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Stotler will go down swinging. So that'll do it for the top of the first. Did not go the way the Chinooks have up on the board. 5 on the board coming into the Chinook half of the first here in Chugiak. Welcome back here to Chugiak. Vansaw is going to hit that on the ground towards second. He'll be thrown out at first for out number 1. Vansaw getting to start in the leadoff role today. After him would be Will Bass and Mason Mallard. First pitch to Will Bass. In there called strike 1. Here's the 0-1. He'll be swinging and missing for strike 2. Bass quickly behind 0-2. Bass places his ball at Waylon Baptist. Pitch out that time for ball 1. 1-2 the count to Will Bass. Chinook second baseman. The 1-2. That's lined back up the middle. That'll be a base hit for Will Bass. Bass will take a hard round at first before he heads back to first. So Bass on with a single with 1 down. Bottom of the first inning brings up Mason Mallard to the plate. So Mason Mallard up to the plate, 1 down, Chinooks down 5-0 after the top of the first. First pitch to Mason will miss for ball 1. Mallard hitting in the 3-hole today. The 1-0. Popped up right side. Wyatt going over. He'll run out of room as that'll be just out of play. So it's a 1-1 count to Mason Mallard. Mallard played at Tyler Junior College this past season. Was a part of a team that won a national title. The 1-1. Upstairs ball 2. 2-1 the count to Mallard. He'll be going to Louisiana Tech starting in the fall. Here's the 2-1. Bass on the move. But that's popped way out towards center field. That'll be caught by Brooks Stotler for out number 2. That brings Tim Millard up to the plate. 2 down, bottom of the first. Will Bass, the runner at first. And they'll check on him. He'll dive back in time. First pitch to Tim Millard inside, ball 1. Millard plays his ball at Dallas Baptist University. They'll check on Bass again. He'll be back safely. Here's the 1-0. That's fouled right back. 1-1 the count to Tim Millard. He's the DH for the Chinooks today. Usually you can find him patrolling the hot corner. One and one the count. Here's the 1-1. Breaking pitch in there called strike 2. Smart finds himself down 1-2. The 1-2. Got him looking called strike 3. So that'll do it for the bottom of the first. Chinooks get one on and Will Bass, but he's left stranded. After one, Chinooks down by a score of 5-0 to the Miners. Welcome back on out to downtown Chugiak, Alaska. I'll start the top half of inning number 2 here between the Miners and the Chinooks. AJ Lee's first up. He's going to lay it down and bunt. Brody Harris will field it. But Lee will be safe over at first on the bunt hit single. Just continues the good day that the Miners are having up to the plate. That's right, the second single today for AJ Lee. Going to bring Levi Jordan up to the plate with nobody down. So Levi Jordan up to the plate, had a single his first time up. And Harris will check on Lee. He'll dive back safely. First pitch to Levi Jordan in there, called strike 1. We'll check on Lee again. It almost got popped by a whisker. Here's the 0-1. On the ground towards third. Borst will go to second for 1. Back over to first in time. 5-4-3 double play. Finally something starting to go the Chinook way on. That'll make 2 down here in the top of the second.
Number 18, the right fielder, Garrison Schwartz.
That brings Garrison Schwartz up to the plate, 2 down. Top of the second inning, Chinooks down 5-0. First pitch to Schwartz, down and outside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Breaking pitch misses inside, ball 2. So you know the count to Garrison Schwartz, a right fielder from Grand Canyon. The 2-0. Fouled right back at me. Almost took the camera off. Even though that camera was taped, it still moved. That's how. Schwartz will pop that one up left side. Borst going over. He'll run out of room. Two and two the count to Schwartz. Here with 2 down. The 2-2. Chopped over right side. That'll go foul. Count remains 2-2 to Garrison Schwartz. He had a single his first time up. The 2-2. That one's hit out towards center field. Greg Populus will run in to grab that one for the final out of the inning. So after a tough first inning, a much needed, easier inning for the Chinooks, Lee gets on with the single, but he grounds into double play from Levi Jordan. Schwartz will fly out. That'll do it for the top of the second. Chinooks still down by a 5-0. First pitch to Aaron Shackelford will miss for ball one as we're underway here in the bottom of the second. The 1-0 in there called strike one. 1-1 the count to Shackelford. Here's the 1-1. That one's lined out towards short center field. That'll drop in for a base hit. So Shackelford's on with a single to start the bottom of the second. That'll bring up Ethan Whisker. So Ethan Whisker coming up to the plate. Nobody down. Bottom of the second inning. First pitch to Whisker. Will miss for ball one. Whisker hitting .230 on the summer with 7 doubles, 1 triple, 4 home runs. The 1-0. That's grounded towards short. Go over to second for one. Back over to first in time. 6-4-3 double play. So that'll make 2 down here in the bottom of the second.
Number 31 is your catcher, Spencer Lininger.
Spencer Lininger up to the plate with 2 down here in the bottom of the second. First pitch to him. Lines that out towards center field. But that'll be caught by Stotler for the final out here in the bottom of the second. So after 2, Chinooks have gotten a hit in each of their innings, but haven't been able to do much with it. They trail by a score of 5-0 to the Mat-Su Miners. And welcome back here to downtown Chugiak, starting the top half of the third inning between your Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks and the Mat-Su Miners. Miners jump out to a 5-0 lead in the top of the first. First pitch to Michael Donadio, misses inside, ball one. New pitcher on the hill now for the Chinooks, Rob Winslow. The 1-0. This is low, ball 2. 2-0 the count to Michael Donadio. Here's the 2-0. That'll catch you inside corner for a called strike one. Here's the 2-1. Inside ball 3. 3-1 the count to Donadio. The 3-1. On the ground towards second. Wilbass will field it. Gets it over to Ethan Whisker at first in time for out number 1. That brings Tyler Wyatt up to the plate for the Miners with 1 down here in the top of the 3rd. First pitch to him will ground towards 3rd. Colin Borstel fields it. Gets it over to his Hillsdale Charger teammate Ethan Whisker for out number 2. That brings Angelo Armenta up to the plate. He'll turn around and bat lefty against the righty Winslow. First pitch to Armenta. Down low, ball 1. Want to know the count to Armenta. Here's the 1-0. We'll miss for ball 2. Armenta getting the start at shortstop today. Josh Bisonet also being given the day off for the Miners. The 2-0. Inside ball 3. 3-0. Here's the 3-0. And they're called strike 1. 3-1 now to Armenta. That'll miss for ball 4. So Armenta will draw the 2-out walk, brings up Scooter Bynum.
Number 9, the left fielder is Scooter Bynum.
First pitch to Scooter Bynum. Strike 1 on the outer half of the plate. Bynum, a native Alaskan. He's from Fairbanks, about 7 hours north of here. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. On to the count on Scooter Bynum. A runner at first and Angelo Armenta. And Winslow will check on Armenta just back in time. Count remains 0-2 to Scooter Bynum. The 0-2, Armenta on the move, but Bynum will go down swinging, so that'll do it here for the top of the 3rd. Miners don't put any more runs on the board. They still have a 5-0 advantage over your Chinooks. Welcome back on out to downtown Chugach, Alaska. About to start the bottom of the third inning between the Chinooks and the Miners. Greg Populus in first up for the Chinooks. First pitch to him taken for a called strike one. After Greg Populus, and it will be Colin Borst, and then back to the top of the order for Hunter Vansaw. Here's the 0-1. That's chopped back softly on the left side. AJ Lee will field it, and Populus will beat it out over at first as he shows off his trademark speed. Infield single for Greg Populus and to start the bottom of the third. That brings Colin Borst up to the plate, nobody down. Bottom of the third, Chinooks trailing the Miners by a score of 5-0. So Colin Borst up to the plate. First time we've seen him in a little while. Didn't play in yesterday's game. First pitch to Borst. That's chopped back over, right side, flipped over to second for one. And back over to first in time. 4-6-3 double play. Second straight inning, Chinooks have hit into the double play. So now we go back to the top of the order with two down for Hunter Vansaw. Vansaw first time. First pitch to Vansaw. Up high, ball one. The 1-0. That's lined out towards right field. That'll drop in for a base hit. First head for second. And he'll be in at second, ending up with the double, his fifth double on. So that'll bring Will Bass up to the plate with two down here in the bottom of the third. Hunter Vansaw on at second with a double. So Will Bass digging into that left-handed batter's box for his second at-bat. He had a single his first time up. First pitch to Will Bass. Outside, that'll get away from the catcher, Cosgrove. So pass ball will allow Vansaw to get to third. So 1-0 the count to Will Bass. Has a runner at third and Hunter Vansaw. Here's the 1-0. Pops out one up left side and foul ground. AJ Lee will get under it for the final out of the inning. So that'll do it for the bottom of the third. Vansaw gets on with a two-out double, but that is left stranded. Chinooks trail 5-0 after 3 here in Chugach. And back we are here to start the top of the fourth inning here. Chinooks down by a 5-0 score to the Matsu Miners. Believe Brooks star A.J. Lee. Costco first pitch swinging, upset with himself at that one. Shackelford will get it over to Whiskers in time for out number 1. One down here in the fourth. Brooks Stotler now to the plate for the Miners. First pitch to Stotler. Lays down a bunt, but that'll go foul behind Spencer Lininger behind the plate. Stotler went down swinging his first time up. Here's the 0-1. And they're called strike 2. Hold to the count to Stotler. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He'll go down swinging. So that's out number 2 here in the top of the fourth. Unable to get it over to first. Single from AJ Lee, 3 for 3 on the day with 3 singles. That brings Levi Jordan to the plate with 2 down. The first pitch to Levi Jordan. Hit on the ground over towards second. Will Bass will field it. Gets it over to Ethan Whisker at first in time. Out number 3. So that'll do it for the top of the fourth. Relative quick inning for the top of the fourth. Chinooks still trail by a score of 5-0. Here's the first pitch to Mason Mallard. Inside ball 1. Underway here at the bottom of the fourth inning after Mason Mallard. It'll be Tim Millard and Aaron Shackelford. And that is lined out towards deep left field. Bynum going back, making the catch at the wall. Giving up his body, running into that Chinook Shack sign out in left. And Bynum just robbed Mason Mallard of an extra base hit.
At the plate for your Chinooks, number 24, the designated hitter, Tim Lamar.
So Tim Millard up to the plate with one down. First pitch to him will miss down and in, ball one. Here's the 1-0. Big swing and a miss, evens it up 1-1. Millard went down looking his first time up. The 1-1. Down low, ball two. 2-1 to Tim Millard. Here's the 2-1. Fouls that one back out of play.
My friends of Dan Sattler.
2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Tim Millard. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Tim will go chasing the high fastball. He's out number 2.
Coming for your Chinooks, number 8, the shortstop, Aaron Shackelford.
Aaron Shackelford up to the plate with 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch to Shackle, missed for ball 1. Chinooks down by a 5-0 score to the. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss from Shackelford, evens it back up 1-1. Here's the 1-1. That's fouled back. One to the count to Aaron Shackelford. Getting a start at shortstop for the Chinooks today. Got the start at third in the All-Star game, even though hasn't played a moment of third base with the Chinooks this summer. Here's the 1-2. Down and outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count to Shaq. Two and two the count to Shackelford. Ethan Whisker waiting on deck. Here comes the 2-2. Fouls that one back out of play.
And that foul ball sponsored by Ivers over 341.
Count remains 2-2 to Aaron Shackelford, hitting in the 5 spot today. Here's the 2-2. Hit back up the middle. Deason will field it. He's going to sprint over to first base himself for the out. Doesn't bother flipping it over to Tyler Wyatt. So that'll do it for the bottom of the 4th inning. Chinooks go down 1-2-3 after 4. Chinooks trail by a score of 5-0 to the Matsu Miners. And welcome back. We're in the top of the 5th inning here in downtown Chugiak. First pitch to Garrison Schwartzman is down and outside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Misses down and in, ball 2. In there called strike 1 to Schwartz. 2-1 the after Garrison Schwartz, remember Wyatt due up. Here's the 2-1. Head on the ground. Past the diving Aaron Shackelford. So Schwartz is on with the single. I'll bring up Michael Donadio, the DH. Pitch to him. In there called strike 1. Rob Winzo is still on the hill for the Chinooks. Came back in the 3rd inning. And Donadio will call for time. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. On to the count to Michael Donadio. DH today for the Miners. Here's the 0-2. Up and away, ball 1. One to the count to Michael Donadio. He's 1 for 2 today with a 2 RBI triple. The 1-2 is going to be fouled out of play. Count remains 1-2 to Michael Donadio. Here comes the 1-2. Down and outside, ball 2. 2-2 the count. Donadio hitting .265 on the summer. He plays at St. John's. The 2-2. That one's popped out towards center field. Greg Population going back, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. Tyler Wyatt now up to the plate with 1 down here in the top of the 5th. Chinooks down by a 5-0 score. Here's the first pitch to Tyler Wyatt. Outside, ball 1. Wyatt 0 for 2 today, reached out in air and grounded out to 3rd. Winslow will check over at first on Schwartz. He'll dive back in time. The 1-0. Down low, ball 2. 2-0 the count to Tyler Wyatt. Pitcher for the Miners. We've also seen him play first, third, and has caught a little as well. The 2-0 is going to miss down and in, ball 3. The count to Tyler Wyatt, the freshman from Grand Canyon. The 3-0. And they're called strike one. On your counter, first in Garrison Schwartz. That's what was on the move at that time.
And that ball sponsored by Everco Financial Investments in Gavin Reed.
So that'll make it a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Tyler Wyatt. Here's a 3-2. Schwartz on the move again. And that one's going to be fouled off. Three and 2, the count to Tyler Wyatt. Once we'll check on Schwartz, he'll dive back safely. Three and 2 count. Here's the 3-2. That one's in low. Schwartz was on the move, so we'll only have time to go to first for the out. So that's out number 2 as Schwartz advances from first to second. Brings Angelo Armenta with down. You're in the top of the 5th. Chinooks down 5-0. First pitch to Armenta. Catches the outside for a called strike one. Armenta hitting 186 on the summer. He's a switch hitter from USC. Here's the 0-1. Just outside, ball 1. Put him on the count to Armenta. Armenta, the switch hitter, will be lefty against the righty Rob Winslow. The 1-1. Down low, ball 2. And Spencer wants to go out and have a quick chat with Rob. Radio Network shucks down by a score of 5-0. Those 5 runs all came in the first inning. Two and 1. The count to Angelo Armenta. The 2-1. And that one's lined deep right field. That's going to go foul. Had that not been foul, that very well could have been a home run for Armenta. Two and 2, the count to Angelo Armenta with 2 down here in the top of the 5th. So the 2-2. Down and in, ball 3. Looks like Zach Sanford is out getting loose in the Chinook bullpen. Full count, 3 and 2 to Armenta, runner at second. And then a miss outside, ball 4. So Armenta will draw the walk, puts runners at first and second with 2 down for Scooter Bynum. So Scooter Bynum up to the plate with 2 down. Bynum 0 for 2 today with a flyout and a strikeout. First pitch to him, he'll line that out towards left field. Mason Mallard going over, he'll make the catch for out number 3. So that'll do it for top of the fifth. Miners will leave 2 on. Miners still with a 5-0 lead over your Chinooks. Ethan Whisker up to the plate to start the bottom of the fifth inning. He'll be first pitch swinging for strike 1. Chinooks down by a 5-0 score after Whisker to be Spencer Lininger and Greg Populison due up. The 0-1 will miss to Whisker, 1-1 the count. Here's the 1-1. Now by Whisker. Whisker checks his swing. That's upstairs ball 2. Here's the 1-2. That one's lined out towards right field. And Garrison Schwartz will make the grab for out number 1.
At the plate for your Chinooks, number 30 on the catcher, Spencer Lininger.
Spencer Lininger up to the plate with 1 down here in the bottom of the fifth. Chinooks down by a 5-0 score. First pitch to Spencer. And they're called strike 1. Spencer flew out to center his first time up. The 0-1. Outside ball 1. 1-1 the count. Spencer Lininger. Spencer, the switch hitter, will bat lefty against the righty, Cody Deason. 1-1 swing and a miss from Spencer. He'll fall behind 1-2. One into the count with 1 down here in the bottom of the fifth. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Spencer is going to go down on strikes. He's out number 2 here in the bottom of the fifth.
At the plate, number 10, center fielder, Greg Populison.
Greg Populison coming up to the plate for the Chinooks. 2 down here in the bottom of the fifth. First pitch to Pop. Down low, ball 1. Populison had an infield single his first time up. That was back in the 3rd inning. Here's the 1-0. Fouls that one out of play right side.
Foul ball sponsored by Labor's Local 341.
1-1 the count to Population. Chinook center fielder for today. Here's the 1-1. Ball will just miss for ball. Two and one the count to Greg Population. Here's the 2-1. And they're called strike two. 2-2 the count. Here's the 2-2. That one's lined up the middle. That'll be fielded by Armenda. Gets that over to first in time to set down Populous or out number 3. So that'll do it for the bottom of the 5th. Chinooks, again, unable to put any runs on the board. They trail 5-0 as we head into the top of the 6th. First pitch to Andy Cosgrove in there, called strike one, is run away here in the top half of the 6th. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss from Cosgrove, falls behind 0-2. New pitcher on the hill for the Chinooks here in the 6th. It'll be Zach Sanford on the hill. Usually we see him out in the outfield. Now Cosgrove a call for time. Here's the 0-2. Outside, ball 1. Down to Cosgrove. Here's the 1-2. On the ground towards second. Will Bast has in front of him, but will bobble it around. Cosgrove will be.
Number 24, the center fielder, Rick Sutler.
And a plate for the Miners. First pitch to Stotler. First base side. Whisker fields it. So Stotler's in with a base hit bunt single. Set up for runners at first and second with nobody down here in the top of the sixth. That brings up a guy who's 3 for 3 and AJ.
Number 5, the third baseman, AJ Lee.
AJ Lee now up to the plate. Runners at first and second, nobody down. Top of the sixth inning. First pitch to AJ Lee. Fouls that one back. Owen Lee's 3 for 3 singles. And Lee will call for time. AJ Lee. Levi Jordan waiting on deck. The 0-1. Outside ball 1 on the count. Lee came into today hitting 180. Here's the 1-1. Outside ball 2. Here's the 2-1. That one's fouled back out of play. 2-2 the count to AJ Lee. Two and two the count. Runners at first and second. Chinooks down 5-0. We're in the top of the sixth inning here in Chugiak. Here's the 2-2. Up and away, ball 3. Makes it a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 3-2. Outside, ball 4. So Lee will draw the walk. Loads up the bases for Levi Jordan.
Number 1, the second baseman, Levi Jordan.
So Levi Jordan up to the plate with the bases loaded. Nobody down. Top of the sixth inning. First pitch to Levi Jordan. Catches the outside corner, called strike 1. Jordan 1 for 3 today. Had a single back in the first inning. Yo, one lined out towards center field. Populus will make the grab for out number 1. And they'll throw in to Shack to prevent the other runners from scoring, but they will concede the run from Cosgrove. So sac fly from Levi Jordan adds on another run. Miners lead. So Garrison Schwartz up to the plate with 1 down here in the top of the 6th. Lefty versus lefty matchup. First pitch to Schwartz. Hit right down the first base line. That's a fair ball. They're going to send home Stotler. They're going to send home Lee as well. Schwartz is going to go over to third. The throw from Shack, not in time. So that'll be a triple from Schwartz. That'll put the Miners up 8-0. So that brings up Michael Donadio with 1 down here in the top of the 6th. Miners up 8-0. First pitch to Donadio. Inside, ball 1. Donadio 1 for 3 today with a triple. The 1-0. Lined out towards left field. Mallard will make the grab. Schwartz will try and tag up from third, and he will. So another sacrifice fly, this time coming from Donadio. Makes it 9-0. That'll bring Tyler Wyatt up to the plate with 2 down here in the top of the 6th. First pitch to Tyler Wyatt. Lined out towards center field. That's dropping in for a base hit. So Tyler Wyatt on with a 2-out single. Gonna bring up Angelo Armenta.
Number 4, the shortstop, Angelo Armenta.
So Armenta will turn around and bat righty against the lefty, Zach Sanford. First pitch to Armenta. Inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Hit on the ground toward short. Shackelford will bobble it, will lose it. So Armenta's on the air from Shack at short. Third error today from the Chinooks, and really nothing seeming to go their way. It's already 9-0 here in the 6th, as the Miners are going to attempt to bat all the way around and go back to where they started, as Scooter Bynum, the 9th hitter this inning. First pitch to Bynum. Breaking pitch comes in and nails him. So he'll be on after being hit by the pitch. So Cosgrove up to the plate for the 2nd time this inning. Had a single his first time up in this inning grounded out his other times up to the plate. Cosgrove's first pitch swing, and that's lined out towards right field. That'll be brought in by Hunter Vansaw to end the disaster of the top of the sixth. So Miners will put 4 more on the board. They now have a 9-0 advantage over the Chinooks. Welcome back out to Lee Jordan Field. I'll start the bottom of the 6th inning between the Chinooks and the Matsu Miners. Been a rough one so far from the Chinooks, to say the least, as we are down 9-0. First pitch to Colin Borst in there, called strike 1. After Borst, it will be back to the top of the order for Hunter Vansaw and Will Bass. The 0-1. Chopped on the ground towards short. Armenta will field it. Gets over to Wyatt at first in time, out number 1. So it looks like we won't see any wholesale changes as of yet from the Chinooks. Looks like it might see Nick Brooks come into the game to pitch as we see him getting loose in the bullpen. So Hunter Vansaw is up to the plate with 1 down, bottom of the 6th. First pitch to him. Popped out left side. Lee and Bynum going over, but that will land right around the Chinook bullpen foul. So Vansaw had a double back in the 3rd. Here's the 0-1 to Vansaw. That one's lined out towards center field. But that will be caught easily by Brooks Stotler for out number 2.
At the plate, for the Chinooks, number 6, the second baseman, Will Bass.
Will Bass coming up to the plate with 2 down, bottom of the 6th inning. Chinooks down 9-0. First pitch to Will Bass. Down low, ball 1. Bass on the day 1 for 2. Had a single back in the 1st inning. The 1-0. Down low, ball 2. The 2-0. Lined out towards center field. Stotler going back. Won't make the catch. He'll fall. That'll be hit off of a wall. Baskin around second. But he will end up staying at second. Bass on with a 2-out double. He's 2 for 3 today.
Coming to the plate for the Chinooks, number 5, the left fielder, Mason
Mason Mallard now coming up to the plate. 2 down, bottom of the 6th. Wilbass is on at second with a double. First pitch to Mallard. Catches the outside corner, called strike 1. Mallard 0 for 2 today with a couple flyouts. Here comes the 0-1. In there, called strike 2. It's Mason quickly falling behind 0-2. The 0-2. Lined out towards right field. That'll go out of play. So on to the count to Mason Mallard. Here's the 0-2. Lined into right field. That will be caught by Garrison Schwartz for out number 3. So that'll do it for the bottom of the 6th. Wilbass gets on with a double, but he will be left stranded. After 6 here in Shugiak, Chinooks down by a score of 9-0. First pitch from Brooks Dollar will foul that one off. Brooks Dollar up to the plate for the Miners. The 0-1. Outside ball 1. New pitcher on the hill for the Chinooks. That'll be Nick Brooks from the Masters College. The 1-1. Swing and a miss there from Stotler. Falls behind 1-2. After Stotler, back to the top of the order for A.J. Lee and Levi Jordan. The 1-2. Outside ball 2. 2-2 the count. The 2-2. Lined foul out of play. The 2-2. Up and away, ball 3. Makes the full count 3-2 to Brooks Stotler. Here comes the 3-2. That one's hit on the line over towards second. Bass will field it. Gets that over to first in time. Out number 1. A.J. Lee up to the plate with 1 down here in the top of the 7th inning. Chinooks down by a 9-0 score. First pitch to A.J. Lee. Outside ball 1 as it gets away from Lindinger behind the plate.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's why we call him Ty McFly.
Here's the 1-0. Hit it out towards right field. Hunter make the grab for out number 2. Two down, top of the 7th inning. Chinooks trailing 9-0. Levi Jordan of the Matsu Miners making his way up to that right-handed batter's box. First pitch to Jordan in there, called strike 1. Jordan had a single back in the first, hit into a double play in the second. The 0-1. Catches the outside corner for a called strike 2. Levi Jordan quickly down 0-2. 0-2 the count to Levi Jordan. The 0-2. Down and outside, ball 1. One to the count to Levi Jordan. 2 down, top of the 7th inning. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. And aside from the showcase game, that's the first official strikeout for Nick Brooks. And it'll come against one of the better hitters in the league in Levi Jordan. So that'll do it for the top of the 7th inning. A 1-2-3 inning from the Chinooks and Nick Brooks on the mound. Chinooks will look to put some on the board as they trail 9-0 as we go into the bottom of the 7th inning. Welcome back out to Lee Jordan Field. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Chinooks down by a score of 9-0 to the Matsu Miners. Cody Deason still on the hill for the Miners. First pitch to Tim Millard will miss low for ball 1. So we're going to miss there from Millard. Evens it up 1-1. Looks like Isaac Alvarez will check into the game for Aaron Shackelford as he's waiting in the on-deck circle in Shaq's place. The 1-1. That's fouled back. Foul. So 1-2 the count to Tim Millard. Nobody down, bottom of the 7th inning. The 1-2. Breaking pitch, just missing for ball 2. Thought they were about to ring him up. Two and two the count to Millard. Here's the 2-2. Fastball outside, ball 3. Makes it full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 3-2. Popped up right side. And Garrison Schwartz will come in to make the grab, or out number 1.
Number 12 for your Chinooks, Isaac Alvarez.
So Isaac Alvarez will officially check into the game for Aaron Shackelford at short. So Alvarez comes up to the plate with 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch to Isaac. Up high, ball 1. Alvarez got his average up to 150 on the summer. The 1-0. Foul back out of play. 1-1 the count to Isaac Alvarez. Plays his ball at Chandler Gilbert Community College. And that's where Miners head coach Ben Taylor does his coaching. He's the associate coach there. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Alvarez will fall behind 1-2. One and two, 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Alvarez will go down on strikes. He's out number 2 here in the bottom of the 7th. Ethan Whisker now up to the plate for the Chinooks with 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Chinooks down 9-0. First pitch to Whisker. Misses low, ball 1. Wano's going to miss down low, ball 2. Whisker 0 for 2 on the day. The 2-0 is grounded back up the middle, fielded by Armenta. Gets it over to Tyler Wyatt at first in time for out number 3. So that'll do it for the bottom of the 7th as the Chinooks go down in order. Chinooks still down by a 9-0 score to the Matsu Miners. Welcome back here to Lee Jordan Field. About to start the top of the 8th inning between the Miners and your Chinooks. Garrison Schwartz up to the plate for the Miners. First pitch to him. Outside, ball 1. The pitcher on the hill for the Chinooks. Nate, don't call me Lagos. The 1-0. Swinging this for strike 1. Here's the 1-1. Inside, ball 2. After Garrison Schwartz, it'll be Michael Donadio and Tyler Wyatt coming up for the Miners. 2-1's going to miss outside, ball 3. For 3-1 the count to Schwartz. The 3-1. Lined out of play.
And that foul ball 25, the Chinook shot.
Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Garrison Schwartz, the Miners' right fielder. Here's the 3-2. Just outside, ball 4. So Schwartz will draw the walk to start the top of the 8th. Brings up Michael Donadio.
Number 26, the designated hitter, Michael Donadio.
So Michael Donadio is up to the plate once again. First pitch to him. Outside, ball 1. Nice stop behind the plate by Spencer. Donadio 1 for 3 on the day. His hit came back in the first inning, and that was a 2 RBI triple. The 1-0. In there, called strike 1, right at the belt. One of them on the count to Donadio, the Miners DH. Here's the 1-1. That one's lined out towards shallow left field. That drops in for a base hit. Puts runners at first and second for Tyler Wyatt. So Tyler Wyatt up to the plate for the Miners. Nobody down, top of the 8th inning. Miners on top 9-0 over your Chinooks. First pitch to Tyler Wyatt. Swung at and missed for strike 1. Wyatt had a single his last time up. Here's the 0-1. Popped back. That'll get out of play. So Wyatt down 0-2 to Nate Lagos. Here's the 0-2. Threw that one almost completely overhand. Definitely threw me off a little bit. That's one thing Nate has been experiencing, or has been trying to work on, is throwing from a variety of different angles. He can go total submarine and also kind of a half submarine type thing. The 1-2 is going to be popped back. That'll get out of play. So 1-2 to count to Tyler Wyatt. Runners at first and second for the Miners. The 1-2. Outside, ball 2. As Lagos again was trying kind of a different arm angle there. 2-2 the count to Tyler Wyatt. Here's the 2-2. That's lined out towards left field. Mallard will make the catch for out number 1 as the runners will hold at their respective bases. And as you might expect, after Isaac Alvarez pinch hit for Aaron Shackelford, he came in to take his spot at shortstop. So that's the one defensive change in this inning for the Chinooks. Armenta up to the plate. He'll be first pitch swinging, as that'll go foul and out of play. So Armenta will turn around once again. The switch hitter will bat lefty against the righty Lagos. Here's the 0-1. In there called strike two. 0-2 the count to Armenta. Has drew a couple walks. Had a double early on. Also reached down an error. He's been on base every time today. The 0-2. Overhand pitch that time from Lagos. Diving attempt by Bass, unable to make it. So that'll be a single from Armenta. That'll put runners at every base. Bases loaded for Scooter Bynum. So Scooter Bynum up to the plate, one down. Bases loaded, top of the eighth inning. Miners already on top 9-0. First pitch to Bynum. Catches the inside corner, called strike one. Bynum, another ABL veteran. He played on the Alaska Gold Panthers last summer. Here's the 0-1. That one's popped way up towards right field. Vansaw will make the grab. Runners will hold at their bases. So that makes it 2 down here in the eighth. That'll bring catcher Andy Cosgrove back to the plate. So Cosgrove is up to the plate. Bases loaded, 2 down, top of the eighth inning. Chinooks down 9-0 to the Miners. First pitch to Cosgrove. Misses for ball one. Cosgrove had a single back in the sixth inning. Here's the 1-0. Down low ball two. Two 2-0 the count to Andy Cosgrove, the Miners catcher. Here's the 2-0. That one's lined out towards center field. Greg Populus going back. He'll make the grab for out number 3. So that'll do it for the top of the eighth. Miners get the bases loaded, but will leave them stranded. Chinooks still trailing by a score of 9-0 here to the Miners. And welcome back on out here to Lee Jordan Field. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Chinooks down by a 9-0 score. Spencer Lindinger up to the plate. He'll be first pitch swinging that's grounded towards first. Tyler Wyatt will take it, and he'll go over to first himself for out number 1. Now we'll have a pinch hitter coming up for the Chinooks, Alex Masato. Going to pinch hit for Greg Populison. So Masato will pinch hit. We'll see exactly where he goes in the field after this. Him in there called strike 1. Masato played at Tyler College this past season. He'll be swinging and missing for strike 2 as he falls behind 0-2. Masato played at Tyler Junior College with Mason Mallard this past year. Here's the 0-2. Fouls that one back. On to the count to Alex Masato. Played at Tyler Junior College, but he's originally from Long Island, New York. And Masato will go down swinging for out number 2. Colin Borsch now up to the plate, 2 down, bottom of the 8th. Borsch will be looking at a called strike 1. Borsch 0-2 with a couple ground outs. The 0-1. Down low ball 1. 1-1 the count to Borsch. Third baseman plays at Hillsdale College. Here's the 1-1. That's popped over towards short right field. That'll get through for a base hit from Borst. So Borst is on with a 2-out single. That brings us back to the top of the order for Hunter Vansaw. So Vansaw up to the plate with 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th. Chinooks down 9-0. Looks like Preston White is getting loose in the Chinook bullpen. So we could see him come in just to get an inning of work. First pitch of Vansaw taken for a called strike 1. Vansaw had a double back in the 3rd inning. Here's the 0-1. Chopped on the ground towards 3rd. A.J. Lee will field it. And Vansaw will be safe over at first. So Vansaw on with the infield single. So Will Bass coming up to the plate with 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bass up to the plate. Runners at first and second. First pitch to Bass. In there called strike 1. Bass 2 for 3 on the day with a single and a double. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Oh, 0-2 the count to Will Bass, the second baseman from Wayland Baptist. Here's the 0-2. Downside. That'll get away from Cosgrove, allows Borst and Vansaw to grab an extra bag. So a wild pitch puts runners at second and third with 2 down. So Bass could bring 1 or 2 in with a single. Chinooks down 9-0. 1-2 count with 2 down to Will Bass. Here's the 1-2. Lines that one foul out of play. Count remains 1-2 to Will Bass. Chinook's second baseman. Here's the 1-2. Pops that one up left side. And that'll be caught by Armenta for the final out here in the bottom of the 8th. So that'll do it for the bottom of the 8th. Chinooks will leave a couple guys stranded. Chinooks still trail by a 9-0 score heading into the 9th. First pitch to Brooks Stotler will be lined foul. Thank you for joining us here from Lee Jordan Field, starting the top of the 9th inning. Preston White now on the hill for the Chinooks. Next one will be in there, called strike 2 to Stotler. Falls behind 0-2. Just a couple defensive changes for the Chinooks. Alex Masada will stay in the game. He'll go to right. Stotler will hit that over towards short. Alvarez will field it. Gets it over to Ethan Lisker at first in time. Route number 1. There's some more defensive changes. Hunter Vanstall moves from right field to center field. And Ben Hill will check into the game behind the plate for Spencer Lininger. Now we go back to the top of the order for the Miners. A.J. Lee's now up. Switch to A.J. Lee. Down low, ball 1. Lee 3 for 4 on the day with 3 singles. Here's the 1-0. Down low, ball 2. Here's the 2-0. And they're called strike 1 to Lee. Two on the count to A.J. Lee, the freshman from Maryland. The 2-1. That one's chopped back foul. 2-2, the count to A.J. Lee, the Miners' third baseman. With the 2-2. Just a bit high, ball 3. Makes it a full count, 3-2 to Lee. Here's a 3-2. Chops that one foul down the third base line. Three and two, the count to A.J. Lee with one down here in the top of the ninth. Popped up right side, but Hill's going to run out of room as that gets out of play. Count again remains A.J. Lee. The 3-2. That's lined into left field. That's another single from A.J. Lee, his fourth single of the day. I'll bring Levi Jordan up to the plate with one down here in the ninth. So Levi Jordan's up to the plate. He's 1 for 4 today. First pitch to Jordan. A bit high, ball 1. One with the count to Levi Jordan. Here's the 1-0. Poked out towards right field. Masato going over. He'll make the grab, route number 2. So that makes it 2 down here in the top of the ninth. Brings up Garrison Short. First pitch to Schwartz. Line down the third base line, just foul. On the count to Schwartz. Here's the 0-1. Outside ball 1, 1-1 on the count. Schwartz is 3 for 4 on the day with 2 singles and a triple. That's in there called strike 2 as Schwartz falls behind 1-2. The 1-2. Hit on the ground towards short. Alvarez will backhand it. And that'll pull Whisker off of the bag as they will call him safe at first.
Number 26, the designated hitter, Michael Dunn.
Here's the 0-1. Hit on the ground towards third. Forced to go over to first. in time for the out. So that'll do it for the top half of the ninth. Miners will leave a couple guys on. Now we go to the Chinook half of the ninth, and honestly, they're probably just hoping to avoid the shutout as they trail 9-0. Mason Mallard up to the plate here to start the bottom of the ninth. First pitch to him in there called strong. New pitcher on the hill for the Miners, Mitterhoff. The 0-1. Mallard lays down the bunt down the third base line. And it will stay on the line fair as Lee kicks it to make it look foul. But that's a base hit for Mallard in bunt style. That brings Tim Millard up to the plate. Nobody down, bottom of the ninth. After Millard, it'll be Isaac Alvarez. First pitch to Millard. Outside, ball one. Millard 0 for 3 on the day with 2 strikeouts and a flyout. The 1-0. Lined right field. That'll go off the fence out there, foul. One win the count to Tim Millard. The 1-1. Low ball 2. Here's the 2-1. That one's popped up right side. Wyatt going over in foul ground. He'll make the catch for out number 1. Isaac Alvarez making his way up to the right-handed batter's box with 1 down. Alvarez up to the plate with 1 down. Bottom of the 9th inning. Chinooks down 9-0. Mason Mallard, your runner at first. First pitch called strike 1 to Alvarez. Alvarez struck out swinging his first time up. That was back in the 7th inning. Here's the 0-1. Justin ball one. 1-1 the count. Alvarez hitting 150 on the summer. Here's the 1-1. That one goes by for ball two. 2-1 the count to Isaac Alvarez. Mason Mallard, your runner at first after a perfect bunt down the third base line. Here's a 2-1. That one's fouled back. 2-2 the count to the shortstop Alvarez. This is ball at Chandler Gilbert Community College. Here's the 2-2. Lines that one into right field. That'll drop in for a base hit. So Alvarez is on with a one-out single. That'll put runners at first and second with one down for Ethan Whisker. So Ethan Whisker up to the plate with one down here in the bottom of the ninth. Chinooks down by a 9-0 score. So Whisker up to the plate. 0 for 3 today. First pitch to him. Taken for a called strike one. Ben Hill waiting on deck for his first at-bat today. Came in defensively in the top half of this inning for Spencer Lininger. Here's the 0-1. Thinks about it, but that's down and outside, ball one. 1-1 the count to Whisker. Plays his ball at Hillsdale College in Hillsdale, Michigan. Here's the 1-1. Hit on the ground towards short. They'll flip it over to Jordan for one. And Wyatt will apply the tag to finish this one. So that'll do it for this contest. 6-4-3 double play will do it. Chinooks will fall in this one by a score of 9-0. So for this contest, I think I'm going to go with my player of the game as Will Bass. Will was one of two Chinooks to have a couple hits today, and he played a pretty good second base as well, so I'm going to go with Will as my player of the game. So stay tuned for that post-game interview. Again, Chinooks will fall in the minors by a score of 9-0. And thank you, fans, for sticking around here with Will Bass for my post-game interview. Well, a tough one to swallow for you guys, obviously losing 9-0. So what was kind of the atmosphere as this the top of the first inning started for you guys?
I feel like we came out with a good energy level to come out here and play. A couple things obviously did not go our way. But sometimes when things like that happen, it's all about how quickly you can bounce back. And the Miners played a good game today, and so sometimes you just got to tip your cap.
And that's absolutely true. You were one of 2 Chinooks to have 2 hits on the day. So what were you seeing while at the plate today?
I saw a lot of fastballs today, and I was fortunate enough to get a couple balls to get me ahead in the count, and so got myself in a good fastball count and was able to put some barrel on it.
As Tucker's now going to come in and stare at us
Hello,
during
Tucker.
the interview. Yes, Tucker, I am going to call you out. He thought I wasn't going to say
boy.
anything. That's why I did it.
Scared.
So, again, I'm here with Will Bass as Tucker tries to interrupt us. Well, another thing you got to do, you got to share your testimony with the Miners today. So what do you think that effect, if any, that had on today's game?
I don't want to say it affected us in a negative way. Obviously we like to come out here and prepare ourselves to play a game. But the world we live in, God comes first, and we were blessed enough to be able to go out there before the game and speak with them. And I got to share my testimony. Shaq got to share the gospel, which was incredible. So hopefully somebody that was with us today heard the message and was able to find God through that if they have not yet. But I feel like the preparation still was all right.
That's what I was trying to. I was trying to set you up into the whole "this is bigger than baseball" thing. That's exactly what I was trying to set you up for.
Well, thank you.
So that's
good.
And you took it in the correct way. So thank
Good.
you for that, Will. Will, I know this is your 3rd summer with AIA, your 2nd with the Chinooks, as you talked about in your story. I know it's hard to really quantify that in an overall sense, but just try. How big has Athletes in Action been for you, not only as a baseball player but also as a man?
As a man, it's 100% changed my life. God has blessed me to be able to play with Athletes in Action for 3 years. Outside of that, the competition level has been incredible. So I've been able to grow as a baseball player and take what we learned in discipleship day in and day out and be able to apply it to the game to be able to become a better baseball player and a better man.
So not only a really good baseball player, a really good man is over here to my right. Will, thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
And we actually have 2 off days. We can rejoice. We have 2 off days, Will. So we're going to have a couple of days off. I know I can use them just as much as some of these players out here do. So we will be back in a couple of days on the road against the Pilots in Anchorage. Thanks for staying around, folks.